Baker Mayfield to chef up sophomore masterpiece. I love that. That's a Roto Street Journal headline right there. In Freddie's kitchen. Love this. This is just delicious plays on words, just hitting you like a hailstorm there. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the Browns situation. We just talked about them signing Kareem Hunt. The Freddie Kitchen coaching carousel comes in at the top of our carousel rundown. So talk to me about that, Wolf.
As I already hinted at, I really do think Mayfield might be that all-in 2019, Pat Mahomes style guy for me this year. And Freddie Kitchens is a huge part of that. When he took over midway through the season, now is the 17th head coach of the Browns. When he took over those 8 games, Cleveland tied for the league lead in yards per pass attempt at 8.72. They ranked 4th in total yards, 395.1, and passing yards, 285.9 per game. And all while leading the NFL in yards per play, 6.86. That was actually the most since the Greatest Show on Turf Rams. So over the last 16 years, that hasn't been matched. So they really became a very efficient, especially yardage-wise, overall offense. And Mayfield, of course, with the whole offense taking that leap forward, was the centerpiece of all of that. His percentage went from 58% to 68%, but still his yards per attempt, you'd think it was just a dink and dunk offense to make that go up. No, it rose from 6.6 to 8.6 per attempt, despite the quicker hitting, more better fitting scheme for him under Kitchens. He was on pace for 4,508 yards, 38 TDs, 16 interceptions. Obviously needs to get cleaned up. That would have been 300 fantasy points. QB9 finished just 1 point below Drew Brees. Instead of that, though, before they got there, Freddie Kitchens and under Todd Haley and Hue Jackson, Mayfield was on pace for 3,900 yards, so 600 yards less, 21 TDs, 17 touchdowns less, and that 16 interception pace was also there, which would have been 208, so 100 less fantasy points, would have been a quarterback 20 finish, which instead of being a point below Drew Brees, would have been just below Case Keenum. So that just puts it into perspective how much better he was with Freddie Kitchens. Clearly the team loved that continuity that Freddie Kitchens is going to bring instead of just having to relearn a whole new system. They're getting a guy that has established chemistry with Mayfield. Now you just innovate and build on that. And what better way to innovate and build than by bringing in Todd Monken, who isn't going to be calling the plays, but comes from the Bucs that led the league in pass yardage per game last year, brings a ton of air raid type of principles to his offenses, tons of quick hitting RPOs and screens, and just an overall very bright, creative mind. So you combine Kitchens and Monken's offensive brilliance, assuming those two can get along and have this perfect marriage. I love what they're going to bring to the table as an offensive team. Would love to see another weapon or two added on the outside. I still don't think the weapons cabinet's all that inspiring when you got Jarvis Landry atop of it, and he's clearly just a number 2 receiver. They need to get somebody else in there. But overall, just the improved play under Kitchens last year, and then that continuity coming in for 2019, I think is going to be huge for Baker Mayfield's ascension, and just assuming he takes another step forward as a hard worker, as one of the football junkies this himself. I just love everything that's happened this offseason for Baker Mayfield, and he's going to explode in 2019.